Hello everyone. Well, I've been so lucky. Viviva have given me some of these new colour sheets to try. They are so vibrant. The very first thing I did was to do a colour chart so that I could see what colours that I was working with. These 16 are from the Vivid transparent colours, and their paints are being impregnated into paper, and so they're very lightweight. They're separated by a sheet of this like greaseproof paper that stops the colours running, and you use just the tiniest amount to create your paintings. I think that's a really good idea, but I just love the colour choice and the vibrancy of them. First of all, I'm going to add some masking fluid. I'm using pink masking fluid. I'm using a Marilyn Ellis block. It's rough paper, and I'm just masking out all the areas that I want to keep absolutely white, and that way it has a really good contrast with the vibrant dyes when you add those. So just all the little areas, squint if you're not quite sure where they're lighter. That just makes it a little bit easier, just using a bamboo pen to push it on. Now for some black permanent ink, I'm using a bamboo pen again, and I'm just squinting now to look for all the really dark shapes that I can see. And I'm putting it on quite sort of roughly, because I quite like the effect when I put the vibrant colours on, that they run, it pulls out some of the black ink a little bit and it runs, and it gives that sort of movement and a softer look. But if you want it to be more precise, not a problem, just leave it on overnight, let the ink get really dry, and then that shouldn't move. Or you can use an acrylic ink if you want to do it a little bit quicker. Just make sure that it's really dry. Now some clear water, and already you can see because I'm doing it quite quickly, my ink's running a little bit, and I'm happy with that. So some chrome yellow again. This is the third painting that I've done using some of these very similar colours. Some of the yellow ochre too. I'm amazed at how far they're going, and they are just so vibrant. It's just really fun doing this. A little bit burnt sienna now. That's just lovely and rich. Sorts of natural colours. Right, I'm going to add a little bit of the Persian blue and a little bit of the violet into the background, because I think that'll really sort of contrast against the lion. And then at the bottom I'm adding a little bit more gold into it. Let's get rid of all that masking fluid and we'll see what whites we've got left. Just using a mask away, rubbing hard, and it seems to remove really easily. And using the brush that comes with the set, I'm just adding a little bit of sap green around the eyes and some of the burnt umber for some sort of definite lines, because there's a very good point on that, quite nice for the little bit of detail. I want to be careful not to do too much detail, but for those little extra bits it's ideal, and I can do it quite sort of loosely. It's taking very well putting it on top of those washes that we put on to start with, so yeah, a good test for it. And that's nice and dark, that's burnt umber, so that's showing up really nicely. And now just a little bit of the dark ink again, just to define some of the features. So that's the permanent black ink with the bamboo pen, and just tidying it up just a little bit. Some of those bits that you really didn't want to be too blurry, now's the time to tidy it. But I don't want to overdo that, because I think it just looks so much nicer when it's really loose. And I'm loving the effect, the lights and the darks and these vibrant pigments. You can't imagine how impressed I am with this. They're just gorgeous. They really do look vibrant. Well, I'm really pleased with how this has turned out. They are so beautiful and vibrant. So just a few little touches to do. As you can see, these paints have kept quite tidy, with the little sheets separating them, and they're just nice and easy to find. That's the third painting I've done, and you can hardly see, no, that I've not used up a lot at all, and they're still coming through very vibrant. So just a few little extra details with that burnt umber, and just sort of finish it off quite nicely. But I would like to say that these compare so well with other dyes, watercolours that I've used, and I really do love the vibrancy and the choice of colours. And I'm going to do a few more. There'll be 6 that I'm going to test, and I shall definitely be using these in the future. They are awesome.